forth from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
I sure this music is more than noise. I can't behave myself. All when I jump in with my friends, I can't behave myself. Soon as the music hit there, I can't behave myself. Go on the back and not the end, I can't behave myself. Soon as the music hit there, if so can you like, so can you vibe. If carnival is on, then you not alone. If so can you like, so can you vibe. If carnival is on, well, you not alone.
Rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
Oh yes, you just can't behave yourself. You know why? Because the weekend is here. And of course, because you're locked on to the RTT Radio, Net Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. 6 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. So good morning to you, Trinidad. Good morning to Tobago. Good morning to our neighbors in the Caribbean and our people who are streaming all around the globe. The Trinidad, beautiful Friday morning it is. Thank you so much for being here. Let me say much thanks as always to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And all that we do there, God, let it be a blessing on to you. Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I to be in this space with you. As we welcome everybody to the Get Up and Go and the number one breakfast show.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your double or your morning drink.
It's a Friday, baby.
Stuck on you.
Hoppa!
I got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose.
Doesn't know.
Yes, I'm on my way.
DJ Cassidy on the remix, baby.
Needed a friend.
Hey!
And the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end.
South Africa to the world.
Yes, I'm on my way.
Shake what your mama gave ya.
Mighty glad to stay.
Hey! Your weekend starts right here, baby.
Right here and right now.
Good morning, and welcome to the breakfast show this Friday morning. And you know, we love a Friday on the breakfast show. We love a Friday. And so if you're in your commute, you're getting ready to go on your commute, or if you are just at home relaxing today, welcome and hope you're going to have a fantastic day. We certainly going to try and start it right for you on this Friday morning. It's Friday, people. The weekend has begun. Put a smile on your face. Less traffic because school is still out, well, until Monday at least. So that should still put you in a good mood. Less traffic in your commute this morning. And of course, good morning to all our listeners and viewers across the planet in whatever time zone. And welcome to the breakfast show coming to you live out of Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning to my co-hosts, Wendell and Sir Charles. Good morning, Sir Charles.
Good morning, Richard. Good morning to you. And morning to Wendell, who will most likely join us somewhere along the morning.
But I'll be a little late this morning.
Yeah, and to all the people tuning in from all over, it's a real pleasure to be here with you, and thanks for coming.
Yep, absolutely. So, of course, we have so many people in the stream already, of course, it is Friday. I'm not so sure what is happening today politically, but I know yesterday, if you could just touch on it before we get into the good news and stuff like that. I know yesterday Sean Silvers did respond by saying that joke, it was a joke when he said that he was seasick. So he confirmed that in a way that he said it.
Yeah.
To me, that was confirmation that he said it, but he said it was an off-the-cuff remark. He was making a joke about going on the boat to head to the island for the plenary session, I think it was. But so that was confirmed. But he said he was not invited. In fact, he was saying that Trinidad and Tobago was disinvited.
Yeah, he still maintains
that
stance.
Yeah, he maintains that stance that it was communicated to them that they said only heads of delegations, meaning only heads of government. And he said, but I am a valid delegation, I'm appointed. And they said, no, only heads of government can come to the meeting. So I assume not heads of delegations. And he said he insisted that he was the head and he was not allowed to go in. And he, and so he said that's how we were disinvited, so to speak. Yeah. So I know one of the media houses asked him to provide evidence of that exchange. And he declined to. And he said he will be sending a letter in response. Apparently, this is more information that came out yesterday, kind of in the mix, was that CARICOM did respond via whatever correspondence to the government. And he was going to respond back to CARICOM, and he said that letter he would eventually share with the media and would indicate the exchange. I don't know if he's just going to reference it or he's going to present proof of it, like if it's WhatsApp messages or whatever it is. So that's where it is at this point. Yeah. But that was something new. That was some of the clarification he got out of that incident was, one, he did say seasick, he was seasick, but he said it was a joke. Two, he's saying that it was a disinviting, and so it was clear that we were disinvited because we didn't have a head of government. And three, that CARICOM did respond in some way, and he was also going to respond back to what they responded, how they responded.
Yeah, a lot really has happened in that 24 hours there. But in the Guardian article, this was the interesting part of it for me, really, and so was also confirmed, as you said, Richard, after 3 letters raising concerns about Dr. Barnett's reappointment. The CARICOM chair has responded, so I was happy for that, to government, but he declined to disclose the contents. Said his reply will address the issue raised, and I
found that a little strange, because if you're adamant that your position is the correct position or that what you are saying is the truth, then you should have no issue sharing the response of CARICOM to us. Because for a lot of the country, remember that was one of the points yesterday that you kept bringing up, Sir Charles. Why hasn't CARICOM responded?
Yeah. So I am happy that CARICOM did,
but it was a secret.
Well,
we didn't know that CARICOM responded. It was a secret.
No,
The only reason it bubbled up is because of the whole seasick narrative that was released by Ralph Gonsalves.
Yeah.
And so it became a fresh thing with an alternative kind of a view on the issue. And that's how we heard that CARICOM responded, but otherwise we didn't know.
Yeah, and which makes it look, like it's not really in the government's favor, because I think if it was, they would
release the.
Yeah, you see here, look at here, we can write in. You understand? So, yeah, too much going on there that is just secretive. I don't know, it's mostly national security.
Morning, guys. I can't put on my camera. My apologies. Morning, Richard. Morning, Sir Charles. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers. I just want to get this out of the way. Sean Sobers, whom I knew, and we knew a little while now, is coming across so arrogant. Yesterday, Sean Sobers dared to tell the Prime Minister, one of the longest standing Prime Ministers in the Caribbean, Ralph Gonsalves, that he is a has-been. I think that's the word he used to describe him, and that he should focus on his HDC payments. How absolutely arrogant and rude and disrespectful of Sean Sobers to speak of Ralph Gonsalves, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves like that. I found that very distasteful yesterday. Very, very distasteful. And I hope the Prime Minister or somebody speaks to him and say, listen, no, you don't do that to an elder statesman in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? You can't describe the man as a has-been, and he should be focusing on his HGP payment. No. Crossing the line.
Yeah, you're dropping it a little too low there, man. I haven't seen the comment, but you know, I mean, wow.
Well, I heard him say it. I didn't have to see it. I heard it on television last night.
Wow. That is course.
And then passing off this thing as a joke, being physical as a joke. And of course, clearly he get both railed over the coals for the advertisement, which I didn't find anything wrong with it. But he apologized. He was told he shouldn't be doing stuff like that. Sean Sobers needs to check himself before he wreck himself. That's the advice I will give him this morning.
Yeah, that statement is highly disrespectful. I agree with you, Wendell. I didn't hear that. So, I mean, I didn't see that interview or I didn't hear him say that remark. But going on what you said, yes, I would find it highly disrespectful. And you always should maintain a level of diplomacy, even if the other side doesn't. You maintain a level of diplomacy in how you respond to stuff like that.
And I'm always wary about people who can't look at an audience, look at a camera while speaking. You're doing a postcard and you're looking down. You understand? You're not even looking at the reporters who are in front of you.
Yeah, body language. That indicates stuff, eh? So body language experts, I don't know how many there are in Trinidad. I assume there are some would analyze that, like those American talk shows do it all the time. They analyze the body language and what is that indicating to us? And stuff like that. So yeah, you're right. That's a body language feature that would have been identified and discussed. Why wasn't he looking at the camera? Why isn't he looking at the reporters?
I didn't miss that. You look for that when people are doing interviews. You understand? Yeah. How they engage you.
Yeah. I don't expect anybody in the government to correct him though about the issue with Ralph Gonzalez, because this government has not indicated when people say rash statements that they're pulled in line. I'm yet to see that example. Have you an example like that to show? You have an example like that to show, Sir Charles, that people have said?
No, I do. I am thinking. I was wondering if
that's an incorrect use of language. You should not speak like that. I have not heard that said anywhere in this government.
I'm trying to remember when Philip Alexander was pulled in, if it was anything like that. I can't remember anything being said. In fact, politicians generally don't like to pull back on their language. Yeah.
And it really takes a senior person to really say X, Y, Z inappropriate. Very rarely that has happened in Trinidad and Tobago's history, quite frankly. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but it's very rare.
Yeah, it's so rare that we can't recall.
Exactly.
That's how rare it is that we can't even recall an
incident. We can't recall everything.
Where something like that has happened. But that kind of response, I mean, that is totally unnecessary, man.
Yeah, you're not in a brawl, You can say I respectfully disagree with, former Prime Minister Ralph Gonzalez. I think he misunderstood. I mean, he was not present, so he may not have understood the context in which I said that. And when I said it, it was an off-the-cuff remark and meant as a joke. That nuance may have been missed in the conversation that the former Prime Minister may have had. You address it like that.
Yeah. But I think
you're saying you're wrong, the context is wrong, but you're not saying it impolitely.
Yeah. I think what people are taking, it's that legitimate concerns of government that people are taking it personally.
Yes.
And it's not about you. You understand? It's about the government you represent. So,
And if you are correct, and Trinidad and Tobago was disinvited, it is a cause for concern. because heads of delegations should be recognized as heads of delegations in terms of any voting that would be about to take place. So we have to wade through now what exactly is the truth, because you're getting conflicting reports.
Yeah. So I really hope that that whatever CARICOM's response is, that it will be made public very shortly, and I'm hoping it does not come through. The government does not wait for it to come through the back door, because things does end up in people's mailbox in this country.
Yeah, even ours sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you can put up the email of New Era TT Radio at yahoo.com, because our mailbox is ready to receive whatever you need to send.
Let's do our good news, and then we will come back and greet people in the stream.
Yep.
Technology is helping small farmers grow more food every single day. Welcome to a special edition of Good News on New Era TT Radio. Today we're diving deep into how a simple mobile phone is revolutionizing the world of agriculture. For generations, small-scale farmers have faced incredible uncertainty. Unpredictable weather, pests, and volatile market prices have made farming a risky business. But all of that is starting to change, thanks to the power of digital tools. It all starts with access. In rural communities around the world, mobile connectivity is bringing a wealth of information directly to the palms of those who need it most. A simple app is now a farmer's most valuable tool. These platforms are designed specifically for the needs of the land. They provide real-time weather forecasts, localized crop advice, and up-to-the-minute market information, allowing farmers to plan their seasons with confidence. Take weather alerts, for example. In the past, a sudden storm could wipe out an entire season's work. Now, farmers receive text messages and push notifications warning them of incoming rain or heat waves days in advance. But it's not just about the sky. These apps also help farmers understand what's happening beneath their feet. By entering simple data, they can receive custom fertilizer recommendations tailored to their specific soil type and crop. This means they can make smarter, more sustainable decisions. They use less water, fewer chemicals, and achieve better results. It's a win for the farmer and a win for the environment. Simple technology, but with a massive impact. This isn't just about growing more food, it's about building resilience and economic independence for millions of families. And the benefits don't stop at the farm gate. Market access is another game changer. Traditionally, small farmers were at the mercy of local middlemen. Now they can check wholesale prices across the region in an instant, ensuring they get a fair price for their hard work. Better negotiation power leads to higher incomes. This extra money is reinvested back into the community, paying for school fees, healthcare, and better equipment for the next season. It's an exciting time to be part of this transformation, where tradition and technology work hand in hand. So the next time you hold your smartphone, remember the incredible power it has to change lives, not just in the city, but on the farm as well. Technology, when used for good, really does make the world a better place. That was Good News on New Era TT Radio. For more stories like this, visit us at netradiott.com and follow our channel.
So that's interesting, though. Yeah, how technology and science can revolutionize how things are done. It's always amazing, and so many people have cell phones now. I mean, the vast majority of the planet has access to a cell phone and to that information that could be shared, instantaneously from wherever. And sometimes you wonder how we used to survive without a cell phone on that. I don't know. You just have to wait to meet up. That's how we used to do it,
Yeah.
Meet me Friday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you hope everybody remember.
And in almost everywhere now, places, real remote places, cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is good. But I like to see when, also how it's adapted around some of our seniors also. How they are gravitating towards it and doing plenty things on it now too.
Yep.
Yeah. So
a lot of senior citizens are very tech savvy now.
Yeah, and
Not all,
you know,
but
yeah,
quite a
some
lot.
people still fit, but I'm encouraging them all the time too. Try and get involved in the revolution somewhere there. Don't fear it, and don't sidestep it, because you're gonna get left behind.
Yep, you will be left behind. In terms of stuff. But anyway, let's go to the stream and greet people who came in bright and early this morning, and we can start with Susan Jessup. She says, God Almighty and His Jesus Christ, great blessings, grace blessings, Sir Charles Richard Wendell, love, Suzanne, Suzette, Corrine, and Mrs. Gemma. This is Suzanne still here. Okay, Suzanne, 7 hearts. Margaret Thomas says, blessed good morning, guys. Valerie Mendoza says, good morning to the breakfast team. Robert Allen says, blessed morning. The weekend has begun. Manager TTU, which is Norris Ferguson, says, good morning, everyone. Erica Charles, thank God, blessings and love to all. Deborah Noel Surrett says, good morning to viewers and listeners. Have a productive day. Michael Cadet says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to Eunice Dublin. Odell Guy says, morning blessings. Wendy and James from Frank and myself. Morning, Richard, Wendell, and Sir Charles. Have a great weekend. Felix Kazoo. Good morning, Wendell, Sir Charles, and the Breakfast Show family. Happy Friday. Marlene, sorry, I'm taking that L as an I. Marlene Sobers. Blessed morning to the Breakfast Trinity and all tuned in. TGIF. Marcia Rock says, good morning. Have a blessed weekend. Erica Charles, the president of Venezuela, made a trip to Grenada. I saw a picture of that.
Yes, I saw that. I say, yeah, I see on the boy.
Diane P. Yeah. Diane says, blessed morning, guys. Give thanks. Manuela Peters says, good morning. Have a safe and blessed weekend. Key George says, Kenny Harlem, good morning. Erica Charles, well, she is talking about yesterday and being a joke. We discussed that a little bit. Robert Taylor says, good morning, guys. Boy Bedesi, good morning, everyone. Apollonus, blessings you all. Thank God for Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. B.V. Smith says, thank God it's Friday. The weekend is here. Give thanks to another day. Ingrid from Arizona says, good morning. Carol Guevara says, blessings all. Mil Makumi says, good morning. Have a great and wonderful weekend. Wayne Ramsey says, good morning, guys. Julia Samantha says, good morning, guys. Carla Hercules says, good morning. Arlene Lewis says, good morning. Pearl Cordis and Stacy Ann from Brazil Village says, good morning, everyone. Have a blessed weekend. Dorothea says, good morning. And she says she's locked on and listening. Ava Smith, blessed morning. Thank God for life. Have a fantastic Friday and weekend. Trinity Mill Kitchen says, good morning, guys.
Morning,
Alvin Frank says, good morning. Slick Money Grip says, good morning. And let's have a beautiful weekend. Dave Gusine says, good morning. CJ from New York, good morning, CJ. She says, have a fantastic weekend, sending love and positive vibes. Victor Phillips says, good morning, gentlemen. He's locked on. Trini, but this is my sister, says, good morning.
You saw Carol Guevara?
Yeah, this is my sister.
You saw Carol Guevara?
I said good morning to her already. That wasn't a good morning. That is good dancing to the song. Try and keep up, Mr. Charles. Try and keep up.
Okay, good.
I'm skipping over messages where after people said good morning already.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
Right, okay, go ahead. I listen.
All right, so this is my sister. Good morning, Nyla. CJ from New York, you see. Be Modest. Happy Friday. Good morning, gentlemen. Everyone, that's Nicola McNichols. Then we have Morning. Well, this is Ingrid from Tucson. Prabha Ramdial says, morning all, have a great great weekend. Marlon Motley, good morning, Marlon. He says, good morning. Have a fantastic weekend, a great weekend.
You saw this slimy show?
Good morning, guys. From Michael Robinson. Wendy Ann James, New York TT Radio must be congratulated for bringing Sober's matter to the forefront, thereby prompting a response. Robert Alain, okay. He's commenting. So these are people commenting. People are commenting. Wendy Ann Benjamin. Wendy Ann James says, good morning. Good point, Wendell. All of these are comments.
Yeah.
All right, this is one. Well, this is one. Kim Govaya says a very blessed and wonderful day. Carla Cupid says blessings to all. Scorpion Pepper says good morning, sunshine. The long weekend is here. Lester Craigwell says good morning, guys. Margarita Charles says good morning, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. David McCarthy says top of the day, fabulous Friday. To all, salutations to the thrilling trio. Trinity Get Fit says good morning, guys. Bernadette Yates says good morning to the breakfast crew. Michael Eastman says good morning. Good morning, Michael. Kathy Ann Charles says good morning to the breakfast show family, and special morning to Arlene. Carl Jack says blessed morning to all. And that's it for people in the stream saying good morning. So you could go to your WhatsApp messages, Sir Charles.
Thank you very much. Ingrid out there in Arizona was up first on the WhatsApp this morning. Then came Kent out there in Laventil. Peter Wilson, good morning to you, St. James people. Judith out there in Mount St. George, Tobago. Judith, Tobago really in the news these days too. Archbishop Ashton Clark, good morning to you. Captain Ron, Orlando people, good morning. And where's again? Callan and Kelly out there in Carenage. Frank from Aruka. And of course, CJ New York. And Zena, good morning to you. Up very early. Ron DeSantis, good morning to you, Virginia. Rena Budu Jennings, you are here this morning early. Mr. Beeps and the Pity Valley people, good day. And of course, I can't forget Miss Sampson. Yeah, all you beautiful people, thank you very much for logging on. It is now 26 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock, so we're going to take that commercial break. Stay with us, and we will be back here on The Breakfast Show. Don't go anywhere.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Day Bay, 95 Circular Road, Vista Bella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Noel Street North, Cuba. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we're here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
End times is here. Are you prepared? check us on New Era TT Radio or Net Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End Times is here. Stay tuned.
Scandal in
San Fernando, you asked, then we listen. Scandal in Citrus is coming back to South at Zappa. 2 nights only. Saturday the 11th of April at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 12th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at K Squared Fashions, at C3 Center and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas, and at Fens by the Roundabout in Marabella. Box office at Zappa opens from Tuesday 7th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus is back, and we're at Zappa, San Fernando. It's a bacchanal.
Scandal in Cedrus.
One night, one stage, a legacy you have to witness. On Friday, April 10th, the UE Department of Creative and Festival Arts invite you to the gala opening night of Han in the Air, an evening where culture, performance and legacy come together on one stage. Start your evening at 5:30 p.m. with Drums of Honor for Roll and Louis, a powerful tribute to Roll Gibbons, founding head of DCFA, and Louis McWilliams, internationally acclaimed director, former head and theatre arts coordinator. Then at 7 p.m, the energy explodes on stage with a bold Caribbean production full of mass, movement, music and pure vibes. This is part of DCFA's 40th anniversary celebration, so this is not the night to miss. Gala tickets are just $200 for adults, $150 for alumni and $100 for students. Call 662-2002, extension 85455. WhatsApp 272-3232. Visit the DCFA office, Cheeseman Avenue, St. Augustine, or the UE St. Augustine on social media for more info. Don't just hear about it, be there.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Of course, we can get straight into the daily newspapers for this morning, at least their online versions. So the Trinidad and Tobago Express, I'll start with that. And the main headlines, the main trending stories in the Trinidad Express today, online, I should say. It could have been any one of us, Rowley on Pigeon Point tragedy. And of course, that's the jet ski tragedy that took place in Tobago. Very sad. Very, very sad. Slain businesswoman had reported threats, say family. Wales lead way. Trinidad and Tobago's Caleb Wales is setting, well, that's as far as the thing got, the note got. Bassarat, wall to strengthen cricket identity. And in terms of other stories, police report reveals details of mansion killing. Curate businesswoman killed while looking at used car. Stabbing after beach umbrella fight at Buku. Heartbreak, TML primary mourns a student, Sadie, who was killed in that jet ski accident in Tobago. And Navet Road collapse. In terms of some more news, CARICOM rift deepens over Barnett reappointment. Sobers claims Ralph's seasickness claim. Ralph's seasickness claim. Mom and hotel head called for jet ski ban. And school mourns beautiful and bright student. And business news, OCM records $17.4 million in profit. New fair trading and RIC boards are appointed. Central Bank gears up for new 5-year plan. Answer McCall diversifies revenue base. New body aims to rebrand the TNT tourism sector. Angus Tura charts global growth amid uncertainty. And NGC's role in the next chapter of our story. And Timopuna entrepreneurs are adapting. All of this is in the Trinidad and Tobago Express for this morning. So You want me to do the Guardian too, Sir Charles, or you want to do the Guardian?
Yes, in the general roll. Go ahead, no, man.
Okay. So the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. Tobago pains for Angelica. Farley Ways jet ski ban as cops arrest suspect in girl's death at Pigeon Point. Tour operators upset over 24-hour ban on water operations, because there was a ban on water operations, even bathing in Pigeon Point yesterday. Maritime Services Association called for stricter jet ski laws. So is that probably the approach, that it should be laws regulating jet skis rather than the outright banning? That's a possible poll. Not for this morning though. NCRHA welcomes 61 nurses into health system. TNT finally recognizes Venezuela's interim president. I wonder why.
Yeah.
And a rubber recycling drive sparks innovation. Munilal Energy rebound to fuel TNT growth outlook. Muti Forex woes, rising cost weigh on prestige earnings. World Bank forecasts 2027 economic breakout for TNT. I don't know what that means. What's an economic breakout? But anyway, the World Bank forecasts 2027 economic breakout for TNT. New FTC board to tackle merger backlog. Apparently, there is a huge merger backlog, and the Fair Trading Commission will now have the board appointed. Retirees still paying as government misses pension tax deadline. Well, that was a promise from the UNC and the PNM governments. Both of them had as part of their manifestos for the elections last year that they were going to remove income tax for pensioners. Still to happen. Tour operators upset over 24-hour ban on water operations. Tobago pains for Angelica. TNT finally, well, I just said that already. A little bit in sports news. Jamaica's nation and TNT's Wales called up for historic 2026 World Cup. So the Caribbean will have a powerful presence on the pitch this summer as two of the region's finest officials have been selected to work in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So that's the story concerning Wales. Cometh the Women's Hour. Bain lifts under 14 Kotek title in Barbados. Boucher salutes Carifta swimmers' performances. And the nearly man, Mikel Arteta, whatever that means. I'm not so sure. I know our Carifta swimmers are doing well, but I'm not so sure how many medals we eventually got. The 31-member team's arrival from the just concluded 39th Carifta Aquatics Championships, which ended at the Pierre Samot Community Aquatic Center in Lemente, Martinique on Tuesday night, where the TNT swimmers, under the supervision of head coach Deron Rocky Samlal Singh and his technical staff, placed third with 59 medals, which consisted of 20 gold, 19 silver, and 20 bronze medals, while tallying 755.4 points. So an elated Boucher, speaking at the Piarco International Airport on Thursday, said, "We saw some breakthrough performances from younger swimmers, first-time and second-time performers. The growth from last year to this year was incredible." So that's some good news for our swimmers that participated in Carifta. So we can give them a round of applause there, Sir Charles.
Yeah.
So congrats to our Carifta swimming team, placing third overall with 59 medals at 20 gold. So that's really some really good news in terms of our Carifta swimming team. Congrats, guys.
Currently, in our reruns.
Congratulations to you. Yeah. So one of those stories that you read that we have now recognized officially, Mr. Rodriguez.
Apparently, I was in the Trinidad Guardian this morning, well, in their trending stories, that we have finally recognized interim president Desi Rodriguez, who was in it. So life is very funny, because she was the one that was having the tit for tat with our Prime Minister, Kamala Bissasa. It's how politics makes how it goes around. So that's why sometimes you need to be diplomatic in how you talk.
Yeah. I see that she.
That is a lesson. That is a lesson in that.
Yeah. And she's just touched down in Grenada. I don't know where she's going after that. I don't know. She might be coming to Trinidad.
I think Grenada is a pointed bell. I can't say it's pointed, but it seems to be pointed at indicating that I'm visiting Grenada first intentionally. That's how I'm going to read it. It may not be anything, but because Trinidad and Tobago is your closest neighbor, and Trinidad and Tobago has more business, potential with you, but because of the tense relationship,
we're gonna start somewhere else.
We'll start somewhere else. That's how it comes across. But we may be reading too much into it. Who knows?
Yeah. But I think right now, wherever she goes in the Caribbean, I think she will be well received.
Yeah. I see Wendell is back. Good morning, Wendell.
Yes, I've been waiting backstage for a while,
Oh, we didn't realize.
No,
yeah.
Sorry,
that's all right. That's all right. Because I hear you reading out the morning greetings again, and I say, my God, it's a book, it's a play, it's theater, it's scandal.
Thanks for the heads up, SW. That's how I know,
Yes. Anyhow, before we get
I have fans listening, and I have to send them the messages that all you have to do, because I know you would have responded to SW. So that's why I told him to get out to you now.
Yeah. He just kind of rang the phone barrier. I see he's trying to tell me something. So
all right.
But before we get into anything else, let's do our Did You Know segment, and then we will open the lines to take your calls, people.
Actually, there's that weird connection with you and Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran slept on my couch for 6 weeks before he was famous.
But how does that happen?
Ed Sheeran, I was doing a radio show in LA, and it was a satellite show, and he knew that we do music, so he comes to my radio show. Hello, James, just trying to get my music. We'd love to hear my music, whatever. I was like, well, sure, whatever, let me hear it. So he lets me hear his music. Comes to my crib, and now I got the bigger crib, and the studio is incredibly nice because of the Kanye song. So he plays. I'm like, you're incredible. So he starts. I said, listen, I know you don't have anywhere to go. Just chill here. I was giving him food. My daughter was like, who do you have over here now? Because I would always have people. I would always champion the artist. Yeah. And so I said, listen, man, I think you got the goods, but I got to check you out, though. So I took him down to this show that I was doing, a live night every Monday in L.A., downtown L.A., and it was like 800 black people, all black, like just the best musicians who plays, the guitar for Sting, and I mean the level of the music is here. And there was a dude up there rapping, and he was sweating, and he was black. And then another girl, she came up and she sung, and she was black, and they was singing blackness. It was incredible. And so all of a sudden I say, ladies and gentlemen, Ed Sheeran. He pops out, with a little red hair and a ukulele. And one of my homies, who's an incredible guitarist, but he's just true to the music. It came from us. This is blackity black, right? And he says, yo, Fox, come on, man. What's this, man? What's this? What you doing to the room right now, man? You got to respect the room. And it was just like a movie. I said, well, let's see what the kid has. And he went out there on that ukulele, got a standing ovation in 12 minutes.
Wow.
And the rest was history.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Cheers to him. Cheers to you.
You ever see those episodes on that same show with a woman, a short little old white lady called Miriam?
No.
I can't remember her surname, but she is absolutely hilarious. British. She's British. British or Scottish? No, she's British.
Comedian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's very rude for an old lady. She reminds me a lot of the people who participate in our show. A lot of our fans on the show. She's rude.
Oh my word!
You know, I never saw that, but British people can be very funny, and in a very kind of intellectual way too. Sometimes, very funny.
Yes.
But that Ed Sheeran, I saw that Ed Sheeran story with Jamie Foxx there before. But an interesting thing, Ed Sheeran has a kind of documentary, let's call it that, called One Shot. It was on Netflix, and all it is that it's one camera following him as he goes around New York City and just performing at certain little functions. He performs at a birthday party and stuff like that. But it's called One Shot because there's no edit. So from the time you start seeing the cameras following him on the subway, following him on the street, whoever's talking, who's ever asking for autographs, whatever, following him into the buildings, following him going up performing, no edit, just called One Shot. Very interesting to watch. And he comes across, very light.
I think we can do that, Richard. I think we can do that. But people are there. But I mean, back in the day with the tea room and thing, could you imagine we having some episodes of the tea room?
My God. I don't know that people want to see you and Gaylan interaction in the tea room.
What about you and Dr. Rowley? Were they cussing like two sailors this morning?
Yeah. Oh my word.
You tell on truth, my child. May God bless you.
One of the other interesting interactions we had in the tea room was, remember PNM had a foreign affairs minister. Very quirky guy.
Yes.
What was his name? That Rhoda was with us that time on the show. And we were all in the tea room with him. And my God, he was... I think they had said he was on the spectrum, didn't they?
I think we said that. I don't know if they said that.
Remember what he said.
What was his name, Richard? He was a foreign affairs minister.
I know who you're talking about. Let's leave it there now.
Okay. Richard doesn't want to reveal his name.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I remember that. And they have no manners in that tea room, the exchange of looks. But that tea room used to be fun. I was arguing all the time. Coffee, and Brother used to bring his coffee and hide it in the oven. And say that's from the boom people. The boom people like to use it.
Yes, because the teacup started disappearing. So we had to hide coffee.
I said, in the oven. He said, nobody look in the oven.
Scandal in the tea room.
But the oven never used.
Yeah.
Scandal in the tea room. I wonder if they still have that stove there, but anyhow.
I told that the oven used to conk out, Wendell.
Yes.
Boil water on the stove. God, we were suffered.
Let me see if I can get in between these guys. People, we are taking your calls 281-1315 and 299-5156. All right. Good morning to you, caller.
Steve can't do how to buy a kettle. I'm just putting that out
there. Virginia.
Excuse me, sorry. No, for Virginia, front and center. Two quick questions here. One, why the big hush, UNC, PNM, Sobers, and even CARICOM on who is the former government's chain of command authorized the COP or the Commissioner of Police to extradite Brent Thomas? You just came out of a cabinet meeting before you did that press conference. Don't insult people's intelligence. Why you have to go back in now? You wasn't expecting a question like that. That's number one. And last thing I have to ask here is that, you know what? I'll say it later on because I know you're pressed for time. So thank you.
Okay,
Cheers.
No problem. Thanks very much. I don't know what it is he was actually talking about there, Wendell. Do you have any idea?
No, Virginia sometimes it come off the left field, but no, I don't know what he's talking about, I missed that.
Yeah, it sounds like something happened at Postcap yesterday. I don't know. Miss Sampson, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Miss
The
Sampson.
bottom line is, since the PM got into office, she did not want to go to the CARICOM meeting. And it's because of Rodeo she went to the meeting and she left when the man left. On top of that, you don't have 50,000+ people on the breadline. You want to put another female on the breadline. I hope will be the end of it. And Mr. Sobers is very disrespectful to Mr. Gonzalez. Isn't this gentleman in office over 30 years? They need to send that guy home because he don't know when to talk, when not to talk, and where he is when he is. You all have a good day. Put this to rest. Listen to it all day yesterday. I put on the TV to hear the news last night.
No, that is how the thing that's happened, Miss Sampson. It's like a road march, you know. When they're beating it, you know. And so don't get frustrated by it. Virginia, you're back. Very quickly.
Hey, I'm speaking about the Brent Thomas situation. When she was in opposition, this was a question that the public has been asking, whether you're UNC, PNM, or BDM, or whatever, okay? Right? And if it could happen to Brent Thomas, it could happen to anybody else. So CARICOM didn't give her the answer, right? Now she's Prime Minister, she still didn't get the answer. And now Sobers, he was, and the press, you know, they're pathetic, the way they were asking questions. But it comes straight on and ask them, you know, what about the Brent Thomas situation, right? CARICOM assets were used. The former commissioner of police who tried to be the fall guy, right? He couldn't use CARICOM assets like the aircraft.
Virginia are trying to follow you. So what you're saying, while they were at the CARICOM meeting, they should have asked that question? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying at the CARICOM meeting. I'm talking about Sobers yesterday. He just came out of a cabinet meeting, because that's how it was shown on YouTube.
Right.
Post-cabinet news conference. And he was asked the question, but not in a more direct way, right? From the media about the Brent Thomas situation, the extradition.
And he had no answer for it.
Right? So somebody in the chain of command, right, gave that authorization. The commissioner of police cannot do something like that on his or her own. Okay? And yet, he's insulting people's intelligence and saying, well, I cannot speak about that until I get back to my cabinet colleague.
You know, I now seeing where Virginia coming from.
Yeah.
And Virginia, I agree with you, because I raised that too. You in power now. You have all the information available at your disposal about what the commissioner did, what happened to national security. You have that information. Why are you still asking it? You have it at your disposal now. You should be telling us what happened. Don't ask questions of the previous government. Tell us what happened. You understand? So I understand where he's coming from now. You shouldn't be hemming and hawing again about any matter concerning that. Tell us what happened.
Okay.
The commissioner, the policewoman, the officer who was in charge of the Professional Standards Bureau is still there. She's a deputy commissioner of police. Ask her. Let her answer you. You know what I mean? Don't keep just throwing people under the bus and throwing aspersions, casting aspersions at people. You understand? The people who were involved still there. All of them still there. The man who went to bring him back, he is still a senior officer in the police service.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, so there are people there, so you could get the information, just as in the housing situation, you could go back and get the files and that sort of thing. You could go and get the information. Is that what you're saying?
Sorry, Sir Charles?
I think basically that's what he's saying, that you have access to the information now.
Access to the information now.
Yeah.
Housing situation, you can go back and get the information and bring it out to the public.
DCP Martin is still there. ASP Birch, I don't know what rank he is now, they're still there. Those were the people who were accused of going and kidnapping him, not so? And they're there. The commissioner of police was a senior officer all back then. Stop, they're just taking the public for fools sometimes. And it pisses me off.
All right, okay. So we are going on to the morning poll as we are just approaching 7 o'clock. Do you accept that Minister Sobers was joking about getting seasick? So that is the poll this morning. So do you accept that Minister Sobers was joking? That is what he said about getting seasick.
And
I see a picture that went viral yesterday. I see a picture that went viral yesterday of a man looking like somebody, a certain minister, whining on a boat. I see that picture. That went viral. See, among the people asked me for that picture yesterday.
So do you accept that Minister Sobers was joking about getting seasick? We have a new feature in terms of our polling. You can type 1 for yes or 2 for no, and it will automatically check the votes for you on the screen. As you can see, it's on screen right now. Do you accept that Minister Sobers was joking about getting seasick? Type 1 or 2 in chat. 1 is yes, 2 is no. Do you all understand? I assume you do. But if all else fails, you can still type yes or no while we make this transition to being a little bit more efficient. So some people have started voting. So 2 is no and 1 is yes. You can just type 1 or 2 and it will give us a percentile of how people vote.
All right, we're going for the news.
The news you need. The clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Former Prime Minister Stuart Young is questioning the government's sudden push to engage Venezuela, demanding clarity on its diplomatic position. Speaking at a media conference, Young asked whether the administration recognizes Delcy Rodriguez and if she is still considered persona non grata. He accused the government of abruptly reversing its stance after years of strained relations, saying the move to pursue talks on cross-border energy projects appears inconsistent. Young also argued that key gas agreements, including Dragon and Manatee, were secured under the previous administration and are now being relied upon. He further raised concerns about transparency in energy negotiations, warning that mismanagement could threaten the country's energy sector, which he described as critical to the economy. A man has been detained in connection with a fatal jet ski incident at Pigeon Point Heritage Park in Tobago. Police say the suspect, from Canaan Theater Road, was held on Thursday as investigations continue into the death of 7-year-old Angelica Jogi. The child was struck by an out-of-control jet ski while bathing with relatives in a designated safe zone on Wednesday afternoon. Her father, who was also injured, remained hospitalized, while her mother has been left devastated. Authorities say the jet ski operator fled the scene after the crash, and the facility remains closed as investigations continue into the circumstances surrounding the incident. Trinidad and Tobago is being tipped for a modest economic year ahead, followed by a stronger rebound in 2027. According to the World Bank, the economy is expected to grow by just 0.7% in 2026, before accelerating to 3.2% in 2027. The report notes that while this represents a recovery, TNT continues to lag behind regional leader Guyana, which is projected to record double-digit growth. Closer to home, TNT is expected to outperform some Caribbean economies by 2027, including Barbados and the Bahamas, but remains behind others in the short term. The bank says growth across Latin America and the Caribbean remains constrained by low investment, global uncertainty, and ongoing fiscal challenges, with only modest gains expected across the region. A businessman has been shot and killed in what police believe was a domestic dispute at his Vista Bella home. 37-year-old Steve Ghani was found dead at his residence on Wednesday morning after an altercation with a woman escalated into gunfire. According to reports, the woman told police she was assaulted during the dispute and later acted in self-defense after Ghani allegedly fired at her. She was arrested as investigations continue. In a separate matter, a 72-year-old Cunupia man has been remanded for psychiatric evaluation after being charged with the attempted murder of his police officer daughter. The case has been adjourned to July. Meanwhile, a Moruga man charged with attempted murder and assault has been granted bail with strict conditions, including a curfew and weekly reporting to police. In regional news, regional leaders are responding cautiously as tensions grow between Trinidad and Tobago and CARICOM over the reappointment of Secretary General Carla Barnett. Gaston Brown says his country will stay out of the dispute, despite claims by Trinidad and Tobago that Antigua and Barbuda was also excluded from key discussions. Brown said he does not want to inflame divisions within the regional body. Meanwhile, Irfan Ali has defended the process, confirming who was part of the discussions and insisting that proper procedures were followed in Barnett's reappointment. Ali says the decision reflects a collective position among regional leaders, adding that differing views are part of CARICOM's democratic process. Trinidad and Tobago has since announced plans to push for a special meeting to review the matter. In international news, Donald Trump is warning Iran against charging ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, calling reports of possible fees unacceptable. In a social media post, Trump said if Iran is imposing charges on tankers, they'd better stop now, as the key shipping route remains critical to global trade. Meanwhile, UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper says there is no place for tolls on international waterways, stressing that freedom of navigation must be upheld under international law. Her comments come as tensions persist in the region, with fresh Israeli airstrikes reported in Lebanon and Hezbollah claiming responsibility for rocket attacks on northern Israel. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
Early Monday morning, I was driving down the road. Right there on the highway was a most peculiar load. A pig, and I mean a big pig, laying flat out in the sun. I slowed down, I look, I shake my head, and I continue on. Tuesday come, I pass again, the pig still holding court. He big enough to block a lane, he wasn't small in short. I swear the man was growing, must have been 200 pound. Cars just swerving around him like he was a roundabout. The big pig on the highway, nobody want to know. The big pig on the highway, watch the traffic flow. Poor fella dead and gone. Nah, nobody stop to ask. Just honk your horn and keep it moving. That is Trinidad at last. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the pig become a sight, a landmark on the highway, reaching quite a height. I heard a driver GPS said beer left at the swine. The pig had more recognition than a government sign. The big pig on the highway, nobody want to know. The big pig on the highway, Trinidad at last. Early Monday morning, I was driving down the road. Right there on the highway was a most peculiar load. A pig, and I mean a big pig, laying flat out in the sun. I slowed down, I look, I shake my head, and I continue on. Tuesday come, I pass again. The pig still holding court. He big enough to block a lane. He wasn't small in short. I swear the man was growing. Must have been 200 pound. Cars just swerving around him like he was a roundabout. The big pig on the highway. Nobody want to know. The big pig on the highway. Watch the traffic flow. Poor fella dead and gone. Nah, nobody stop to ask. Just honk your horn and keep it moving. That is Trinidad at last. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the pig become a sight. A landmark on the highway, reaching quite a height. I heard a driver GPS said beer left at this wine. The pig had more recognition than a government sign. The big pig on the highway. Nobody want to know. The big pig on the highway. Watch the traffic flow. Poor fella dead and gone. Nah, nobody stop to ask. Just honk your horn and keep it moving. That is Trinidad at last.
Mornings just got better.
But wait,
you're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
But wait now.
Early Monday morning hour.
Everybody, good morning to you once again. I know you're having a good time with the pig on the highway. Yeah. I tell you, that is going to be a #1 hit. When we reach down to Carnival, trust me, we're up in the game.
Big, and I mean a big pig laying flat out.
The pig on the highway. People, welcome inside the second hour of the Breakfast Show. Yeah, your #1 get up and go show.
Continue on.
Yeah, it's a Friday. It's a good looking Friday. I'll be happy to be in your space.
Come a pass again.
It's now 14, let's just say 15 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock inside hour number 2. Once again, good morning to those who came in very early this morning, the Anthem crew, and all the people that came in along the way, and we'll have others joining us as we go through the morning. Thank you so much for making Net Radio your choice. Good morning to Gael Caribbean TV. Good morning to Errol and the team out there.
Big pig on the highway.
And just to let you know that when we come off of the Gael feed, people, and of course the social media pages with the Breakfast Show, you can just switch across. All you have to do is put in your browser netradiott.com. That's netradiott.com. And that way you listen to us all day, all into the weekend. And we got so much more taking place for you, right? So just switch across, right? Also, for those on our looking for us on our social media pages, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
The pig had got more recognition.
Net Radio Trinidad, that is our handle, Net Radio Trinidad, and so you can find us there, and you can also get us on TuneIn at Net Radio Trinidad. So everything is kind of streamlined now, so you don't have to be wondering where you have to go. All you have to do is get familiar with the handles, right? Like, subscribe, follow all of the pages. Make sure you put your stamp on all. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Put your stamp, right? Go to all of them. And through our website, you can get to all of them. On our website, don't forget, you just go down to the...
Now, this was somebody's pig, somebody's property.
Just go down to our social media tab, and you will be able to get on all of the pages. You can also donate. There's a blue button that says donate, so you can support the channel. So our morning poll, it's up. I'll be doing a new thing for you on the morning poll. Do you accept that Minister Sobers was joking about getting seasick? Do you accept that he was joking? He says that he was joking when he said that he was getting seasick. 1 if you're voting yes. 2 if you're voting no. All right? I know some people getting a little confused, but that's all right. They'll get accustomed to it soon enough.
I slow down, I look, I shake my head.
When we come back, we'll tell you how you voted.
San Fernando, you asked, then we listen. Scandal and Citrus is coming back to South at Sapper. 2 nights only. Saturday the 11th of April at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 12th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashions, at C3 Center and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas, and at Fens by the Roundabout in Marabella. Box office at Sapper opens from Tuesday 7th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus is back, and we're at Sapper, San Fernando. It's a bacchanal.
Scandal in Citrus.
Trinidad and Tobago, this is your kind of theatre. The UE Department of Creative and Festival Arts presents the 2026 Annual Student Theatre Production, Hand in the Air, a bold Caribbean story that challenges power through mass with high-energy dance, live music, calypso, soca, and real Caribbean vibes. Directed by internationally acclaimed Louis McWilliams, with music by Marvin Newton and choreography by Dion Batiste. So you know it's a must-see. Hand in the Air runs from April 10th to 12th, with a schools matinee at 10 a.m. on April 10th and public shows at 7 p.m. nightly on April 11th and 12th at the Learning Resource Center, UE St. Augustine. Tickets are $60 from the schools matinee and $80 for students and $100 for adults for the public show. Call 662-2002 extension 85455 or WhatsApp 272-3232. Visit the DCFA office, Cheeseman Avenue, St. Augustine, or the UE St. Augustine on social media for more information. Bring your crew and come. Put your hand in the air.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Day Bay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Noel Street North, Cuba. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we're here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
S&H Rum Box, 137 Western Main Road, St. James. for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rum Box. Drinking out of the box.
End times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or Net Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End times is here. Stay tuned.
All right, everybody. So we are back inside of the second hour of the breakfast show, 22 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. Wendell, are you there? Okay. Okay, so it seems that everybody seems to have fallen off at this point in time. All right, so we are here. I'm sure they will join us back in between the session. So let's see if we can probably do the morning poll for you guys. The morning poll this morning, we're asking you, do you accept that Minister Sobers was joking about getting seasick? Because that is what he said. So he said it was a joke. He did it in jest, and it wasn't a serious or formal response. So we have our feature on the YouTube channel, which is you simply type 1, or if you believe yes, or you type 2 if you believe no. It's as simple as that. So 1 for the people who are saying yes, and 2 for the people who are saying no. All right. So it's very, very simple, and all you have to do is follow the prompts. Very easy. 1 for yes, 2 for no, and after that you're up in the game, right? So, do you believe Minister Sobers? So, I wonder how to go through all of this, boy. These names.
So Charles, let me see if I can help you. Hold on. Let me see if I can help you. Hold on, because I'm using my phone, so I had to kind of come off looking at you and go to the comments. And folks who trying to call me, I can't answer my phone. All right. So, the poll is in a different form and fashion today.
Yes. So it calculated and everything already, which is good. You understand?
All right.
But it's just, if you choose to say who vote 1 or 2, we could just highlight some of them if that's the case.
All right. So let me. You mean so we don't need to read out the poll again? We don't need to read the answers again.
Well, we could or we don't. That all depends. We could just say a percentage of how much of you said yes and how much of you said no. It could be as simple as that now. But if we choose, we can say who voted yes or no. That is up to us now. But the poll is already calculated on the screen. You can see it.
Right. Okay. So let's go. I can't see that though. I could only go with the comments on the chat. Right. Yellow Blue say no. I don't know what I mean. I thought they had to give a number.
Well, some people still say no, so that's all right. So go ahead.
Diane Payne say no. Nicola McNichols 1. Kelsey Blue 2. Piggy Lou Blue, all right. So he votes. So he revotes now. He says 2. Saint Aubin, no. Saint Aubin, he had to vote 1 or 2. Kazim Mohammed 2. Andre 1. Gary Francois 2. Penny Gets Fit 2. Michael Eastman 2. Nicola McNichols 2. Marlon Motley 2. Susie B 2. Saint Aubin, I think I called that already, 2. Vote again. Michael Robinson 2. Michael Cadet 2. Kim Govaya 2. Fifi Smith say no. Carla Hercules 2. Scorpion Pepper 3. Oh Lord, that woman difficult.
I love what you said.
That woman is real trouble. Oh, geez, I hate you.
No, why they punch. I should probably call herself
That is why this course is a Caesar pepper, a scorpion pepper. Eh? Junior Wickham, 2. She spoiled the ballad. Old lady, 2. Erica Charles, 2. Sorry, I pressed the number. That was Nicola McNichols. Beefy Smith, 2. Scorpion Pepper, I want to see the picture of someone whining on the boat before I vote. Didn't I send that for you? Carlisle Cupid says no. Kamala left him in a situation for which he wasn't prepared. True, eh? Because anyway. Marlene Saunders Sobers, 2. Avion Abraham, 2. What kind of name is this? ECIRUAM. I don't know how you pronounce that. 32 Brain. I'll call you Brain for sure.
Just say Brain.
Yeah, just Brain, right? Cheryl Henry said Charles Virginia always battling us with BS. He's talking like Minister Sobers. No, I understood him after. I understood where he was coming from after. Where are we now? Bernadette Yates, 1. Joseph Clement, 2. It seems like Sobers doesn't truly understand his portfolio. That's true, eh? You can't be arrogant. You have to be a diplomat in a position like that. You know what I mean? All right, where are we for numbers? A lot of chat now between people. Cheryl Henry, 2. Dean Allen, 2. Robert Taylor, 2.
I was expecting that.
Robert Allen, no. The Slimy Show, 1. Robert Allen vote again, 2. Click Money Grip, 2. Hilary Zan, 2. Carol Guevara, 2. Trinity Mill Kitchen, 1. Scotty Ann Townsend, no. Another chat here. Trini Gets Fit, 2. Gemma Peters Halls, 2. Rena Jennings, 2. Johnson Noel, no. Suzanne Jessup, no. Well, that's a 2. Lennox Francois, 2. Scorpion Pepper finally votes. 1. K. George, Kenny and Harlem, 2. Deborah Noel Surratt, 1. Valerie Mendoza, 2. Melchizedek, 2. Oh, those poll have a lot of votes. Ozzy Molino, no. Eunice Dublin, 2. Ava Smith, 2. Shuma Paul, 2. Sankofa didn't vote. He asked him what was the poll. You're late, Sankofa.
He now get up.
And Johnson Noel voted already. What do they, boy? I do something. Annalie Johnson, 2. And Scorpion Pepper says she's not difficult. She chat too serious. Scorpion Pepper, I know you well, you know. You forget we did be going back and forth all day. Magic, 2. Right, that's it. Those are the votes I have here.
All right. So coming in on the WhatsApp, we have Captain Ron, 2. And it's good to see that you guys have adapted. Excellently. Raymond says no, 1. Raymond has me confused, but I'm going with you no. All right. Thank you. Frank in Aruka says 2. Zena, hell 2. And Bishop, no. Kenwin, yes. Peter Wilson, no. Miss Sampson, look at Miss Sampson, in with the thing, 2. Yeah. So that is it.
Yeah. And I have one person again, LG 3137, 2. Andre, I notice, I don't mind you giving your spin on certain things, right? But you're saying Wendell, it could never be right for CARICOM to not. Now, I didn't discuss this thing at all. I was barely on here, so I don't know why you picked me out. Wendell, it could never be right for CARICOM to not give members appropriate notice of an intended vote. They would usually require guidance from their government. Now, you may be very correct, but as far as I'm aware, as far as my knowledge of this situation is concerned, it was a reappointment, you know. It was one candidate was up for reappointment. She was already in the position, you know. So it wasn't a vote. It wasn't like trying to find a new Secretary General, It was a question of whether they would support the reappointment of the Secretary General, And all they needed, as far as I've been reading, was 75% of the people there. And it was supposed to be the heads, the leaders of the different countries. So even if Minister Sobers had gone there, is my interpretation, I tell people, I may be wrong. Even if Minister Sobers had gone there, he had no vote. He don't have a say.
So apparently they lock him out of the party anyhow. All right?
Yes. And you never hear about a snap poll, Andre. It was a reappointment. And maybe, and I said it the other day, maybe they were aware of Trinidad and Tobago's position because of what the speech that Mrs. Prasad Bisesa gave. And they said to her, we're not entertaining you on your nonsense.
Yeah,
maybe that happened too.
Yeah, they were. But if that is a maybe, they can't say that.
I saying it.
Yeah, I mean, we can say that. Yeah, but I mean, CARICOM can't say that. You understand? They have to be cordial and nice to everybody and treat the whole thing with dignity when it's happening.
Yeah.
And out of the poll today, I don't have specific numbers to you guys anymore. To say you had 45 or whatever it is, because we go on percentage now, right? So 85% of you, right? Let me check the final count. 85% of you said no. Right? So you're not accepting, you don't believe. But 15% of the voters today said yes.
But who does make a joke like that? I guess you could make a joke, but Minister Sober should know at that level there are jokes and damn jokes. You understand? And saying you get seasick, what you expect them to do? Take that as a joke and say, boy, come on the boat now. Next thing you know, you fall overboard and CARICOM. They say that they drown a Trinidad minister in the water. They ignore that he say he's get seasick.
But it all depends on where he said it to. I mean, I don't think that was an official CARICOM response that he sent to them to say that, hey, I can't come because I'm sick. He probably just stand up talking with whoever it is he wanted to and say, see me, I ain't going on no boat now, I just get seasick.
Boy, I don't get seasick, but I ain't going on no boat.
So it was not an official response, but it was said any which way you take it, right?
I just find they need to listen. Gonzalo said it correctly when he ended off. Just drop this now, Trinidad. Let's leave this now. This is just a storm in a teacup. You know what I mean? You're making, why are you all trying to embarrass a professional like Dr. Calaban? We've heard nothing negative from the lady. And if they had something negative about her, trust me, it would have come out by now. You understand? Just move on.
Well, let's see if we can take some of your calls this morning because it is Friday. Friday, you get to talk, right? It's all about you on a Friday. Richard will join us back at some point in time, but let's go to the lines. Good morning to you.
Sir Charles, good morning.
Morning, Zena.
Wendell and Richard.
Morning.
Sir Charles, I prefer the former way of polling. It's a bit more personal. You see that come like them poll on them TV and who else in the night, and I feel it was spat up.
Well, only 4 people vote and they get a percentage.
6 people vote. How many say yes and how many say no? And it must be more realistic. You see this figures thing? Don't try to start a baffle with foolishness.
Well, it's not us, there is the technology that comes.
I want to hear how many say yes and how many say no. Right?
I will still try to get that number.
Let's talk and all. Let's take the time to check the damn poll on them. I will try to see what we hear now. Let's do AI.
Zena, I wish you would say that when Richard was here.
I wanted to hear why he not here. Because I have some news to he too. Because I wanted to let him know as I guess see this Sean Sobers thing. Only eat it up now. Because he not important as far as I concerned, you know. So I don't know why they're blowing a molehill into a mountain.
And he's a minister,
Forget
you know.
the poll done gone with the lady and she in position. Forget Trinidad if they don't want to be in it. I tired of that nonsense. Some certain foolishness has gone too long.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I want to tell him. Earlier in the week, he said something about people over 65 can't take too much sweetness. Well, let me tell you, I, myself and my husband just eat well and exercise and we watch our diet. So we have room for snacks, for sweet things.
Right.
You understand me?
Yes.
Right. So both of us, we have no diabetes, so we have room for snacking. We love the sweet things.
Yes.
Right?
Very good. And you're doing it, and you're not overdoing it.
No.
Yeah.
Love the delicacies.
Yeah, well, that is good.
Richard, you take that. Fast with yourself.
Thanks very much. I know when he comes in, that part of the technology, oh my God, I think you could win him where that is concerned, because Richard is tech, right? Okay. Good morning to you, caller.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
It seems as though Sean Suba's trying to take the position that Roger Alexander holds. What foolishness this man coming to tell us. I mean, he is sounding so bad. So bad. Oh my God, Lord, it can't get worse than this. What the hell is going on with these ministers? Lord, but as Marshall Montano sang, he's just following the footsteps of his leader. That's all. You'll have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much. My whole thing with it, and I mean, I wish people would say whether we should drop it, but it's not going to drop it. It's actually going to fuel into something else right now, because the opposition was calling for the resignation of the minister on this whole situation. You know, I mean, so it by next week it's going into a whole different phase. But I just feel, as we read in the Guardian article, if CARICOM responded to the government, because the government has been asking for that, well, then we should know what they say, what has been said. So let people know what's going on in that now, because that is what we really want to find out. If the process was wrong or something went on, but when they respond and you all are not letting people know what's going on, you're making people come up with all kind of things, man.
None of these ministers are going to resign, and none are going to be fired.
Nobody is resigning over these things.
And none are going to be fired.
Yeah.
That Mrs. Prasad Visesa is not going to make or allow her government to deteriorate and disintegrate like what happened in 2010 to 2015.
And
she is not going to allow that to happen again.
And especially on the eve of an anniversary.
Yeah, she is not going to let that happen again. It's 25 ministers will either resign or fired in 2010 to 2015, you know. No less than 25, you know. You know what's that?
Yeah, that's plenty. Caller, good morning to you.
Bless good morning to you, Sir Charles, Richard, and Wendell.
Morning,
The weekend has begun. Scandal in Cedros, Rumba, and Sappy Sunday all over the weekend. Are we talking about blessings? Gentlemen, watch me. Every time I turn to your station, watch me, all you have us on our toes. Everything right on point. I just waiting for 9 months later before if you something like that. We had to wait like around December, so Christmas time we might get a gift. I don't know what we know with the minister.
Oh Lord.
The next thing too, which I go have to do our next show, this show will be scandal in the Red House. It's going to be serious again. Because the amount of things, the amount of topics he getting to do, you see next year God's spell like 2027. The kind of topics them fellas and then coming for with Calypso. I don't know if they might be big match right now. They might end up in Skinner Park, but we know they might go forward there because the amount of things they get in. to sing about is a shame. And this whole thing with Pennywise, well, anybody could go in Pennywise and advertise wherever. Because I see Mr. Roger Alexander and all too when Pennywise and he get free thing too. But anyway, then we'll the next. But gentlemen, great program.
Yeah, it's that no, I mustn't see these things yesterday. Right? Yeah. I'll bring out all their feelings on the program, right? We disassociate ourselves from some of these comments, people. All right.
So Pennywise is just give away free thing now?
Zena was waiting on you, Mr. Richard, but let me take this caller.
I heard Zena. Let her eat edible on the way and see where she end up.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
You have a sweet today, Zena.
Know your age. Know your age.
Hold on. Right.
Richard, it's not everybody could get Mr. Roger Alexander. I saw it too said, both Pennywise and all they'll get it for free. Because he didn't have money and he got. Right.
Well, I want you to try that and come back and tell us what happened.
But I know what Pennywise.
Oh Lord, where are you going now?
Anyway, let me make one point. So Charles, I was too hard last year. I called about 46 times. I counted it yesterday.
I heard so.
46. And I did not get through. And I know I called it now because I'm going and organize. I have to go to a funeral at 10 o'clock this morning. And I'm saying, so Charles, I think I call this morning, but no, I find in your house. Anyway, yesterday I was calling to let you all know. Remember when the Prime Minister and Sober said that they were uninvited and all of that? I heard on another radio program. He's Dr. Drew from St. Kitts. He's the chairman of CARICOM. They read a letter from Dr. Drew stating that it had nothing to do with being uninvited, and that he, Dr. Drew, came and the secretariat called the current Prime Minister, who is our Prime Minister, to find out what is her vote, because they were still interested in getting her vote, and she never responded. And let us see what the second letter, if you say there is a second letter, I feel it's not a second letter, I feel it's the same letter. According to me, and let's see the date of that letter, to see if there was anything. Because I tell you, I don't forget, I remember that clearly, and I was calling to say that same thing, but besides yesterday, earlier on. So Dr. Drew had already written to the Prime Minister, contacted her by phone as well, to find out what is her vote, and she didn't take the call. Anyway, for today, I put up that Sober thing, and I was watching him last night. After today, we talking about you again. I find he's not even looking at you, but I'm glad to it. And anyway, when he's speaking, he doesn't speak with authority. He's speaking like, and trying to make up something as he go along. And yesterday, when you were so correct, his body language doesn't augur well for a person in that position as foreign affairs. You have to be like a diplomat. You didn't say you have to be here, be like, right? So he just ain't learning. He cannot be like something when he's making an attempt. And to come and say that Ralph Gonzalez is irrelevant, I mean, this man could be a father or your grandfather. He can be he's there for the longest while before you were even born. So to say he was irrelevant and bringing out his trippiness with HEC house, he did not buy any house. So he can't pay agency no money. So that was just stupidness. When they cannot get away and when they find the loose in the battle, they revert to some kind of underhand comment. So show was get off your high horse and go in the basket and Pennywise and see how much it will be by the cashier first. How much it will cost by the cashier. Have a wonderful day, people.
Caller, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Charles, Wendell, Richard.
Morning.
Good
morning.
Mr. Sober, and I find he's not making much sense of this thing. I thought that this situation made by Mr. Gonzalez was wrong. I thought he was lying on Mr. Sober, then for him now to come and admit it as a joke and things. They take him for joke, and that's wrong. And I listened to the press conference they had yesterday with the leader of the opposition. It seems as though members of the CARICOM community, they leaked information. And they had documents proving where Sean Sobers was invited and the Trinidad and Tobago contingent was invited to the caucus, and they bent over backwards to make sure that they attend the caucus. So when he come and he said that they were disinvited and things, everyone is saying, everything came out that they were properly invited and the procedure was properly followed. So I don't know what is the position, why they can't drop this and let us take this thing go away.
Yeah, okay. And you know, people may have had bets on who would be the first minister to lose the job, and they were betting on Alexander. The two Alexanders, this one, that one. Yeah, it might very well be Sean Sobers, you know, because this is not a local issue that flare up here, you know. This is a regional and an international issue, you know. And you calling a man who served a country as prime minister for 25 long years. What? A has-been? Nah, man. Sean Sobers rude and disrespectful. And if he loses work over that alone, he deserves to lose it.
All right. Ms. Sampson, good morning.
Good morning. As far as I see, most of them on that side, there's something wrong. The noodles empty, you know. The businessman, Mr. Ghani, that got shut up by me here. Do you all remember 24 months ago, his mother was coming out of San Fernando General Hospital and the car was riddled with bullets and she died and the son ended up in the hospital? You know, nothing come out about that case. That just went cold.
Okay, so that was that same situation. Okay.
Because he lost his mother that time.
All right, yeah, I think I remember that situation, Ms. Sampson. Yeah. But you have so much things that the police investigating that we get no information on as to where some of those investigations are at. You know, it seems like either it's stalled or it gone in the back room or like where government just put the white papers on all these other things that they collect to collect dust. Captain Ron, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking the call. I realize how difficult it is now to get in. You're getting so big now that it's hard to get in. So, you know, you got to work in that. I want to endorse what Zena said. I like the old way of counting, doing the counting. All right, I agree with that. I want to hear who vote, not who vote yet.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, listen. You know, this shows from what I heard yesterday. But the guy who's saying this thing about Mr. Gonzalez, he needs to be more respectful than that. I agree with what Mendel said. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
He can't be at 11 be describing the man who's been there for so long and so much experience and knows so many people and done so much for the Caribbean. Anyway, and now according to one of the callers who said that, I didn't even know. They were notified, they were called, and Kamala refused to respond and her vote. But from what I'm hearing yesterday from another frequency, this is all about when she wrote about she wrote a letter to that very same lady who's been reappointed concerning the march in Barbados with the police and everybody. The lady probably didn't respond to her. So Kamala, according to how Wendell loved to say, she's touching feelings towards the lady. That's what this is about. And Kamala left when Rubio, our joker person up here from Marco Rubio, left. He didn't go ready to meet anybody else in the Caribbean. She just went to meet him. But Kamala needs to be removed. I believe she needs to be removed. Anyway, guys, have a good weekend. And I want to say this. Happy Easter to all the people in Ethiopia this weekend, because Sunday is Easter for them there.
Okay.
All right, guys, have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Captain. Yes.
Yeah. Happy Easter to the folks out there in Ethiopia.
Yeah, they say it in America, you know.
And I can't do that. I don't learn it first. Mr. Martin, go ahead.
Yes. Remember our Prime Minister had promised she was going to bus heads when they misbehave? Well, when they'll no head ain't getting bus. You see that fiasco with Sean Sobers, don't hold your breath. And let me tell you, that statement by Ralph Gonzalez, that statement is what makes Sean Sobers come and make a spin on it when Ralph Gonzalez spoke. But I always remember my mother used to say, it have a lot of people, when you and them having a discussion or an argument and they losing, they love to get personal. So he, feeling so embarrassed, Ralph Gonzalez exposed his tail. He started to talk about HDC apartment and all this crap. Son Showbuzz, you're
all right, okay, because you kind of reckless already. Yes,
No, she ain't saying nothing wrong there because he did say that. He did went down to that level.
I talk about the other part that I feel might be coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine you telling a former prime minister he should be more worried about his HTC apartments. Yeah, that is not for a foreign affairs minister. You're not on a political platform. You're in a press conference, a government press conference, post-cabinet press conference. There's not big political peacock now where somebody, the electorate have to decide on who gets the vote after that. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, well, when you're sent to certain person, you should be working on yourself, right? On your skills outside there, so how you treat. And I think the government of themselves should be investing in making sure that persons are, schooled in how they treat with some situations.
Listen, Sean Sobers, one of Sean Sobers' first interviews way back in the day was on the Power Breakfast show, with Richard and myself, back in the day, Sean Sobers and Anita Haynes, they were the two guests we had on the Power Breakfast show. And they were so humble. They were like a breath of fresh air within the UNC. You understand? And I had predicted that both of them would have reached far. Anita was an MP in the last government. Sean has now replaced Anita, in the same seat,
Yeah.
So Sean waited his turn. And the man just gets so arrogant.
Well, test the man, they say, they test the man when they give him power,
Boy, man.
That is so true. Zena, good morning.
Well, that's what I'm calling to say. That is what power could do. You understand? So if you don't have a humble disposition, don't eat your supper. They need, and I'm looking at that party. Who did really put that humble? I ain't seen nobody who could have no diplomatic disposition. You understand? So we in a bad way. And when they say the senior citizens that rude in the program, I wanted to name them because I don't know. I like jumping on a hat and I gonna deal with you. So
Zena. I just name one. Zena.
Rude with yourself. You understand? I just wanted to name me. How you say your name?
Zena.
Right.
Zena, name one.
and I named one, Wendell.
Oh, okay. Tip for tap, let's go down the road. All right, okay. No problem, Zena.
Bye-bye, darling, Zena. Yeah. Zena, what are we going to do without you, girl?
Yeah. And there are one or two persons who might be able to, express that that calm demeanor where it comes to diplomacy.
There are ministers in this government who are pretty diplomatic. I am impressed by how the Minister of Education treats with whenever he speaks. Yes, and he just seems like a calm, well-articulate gentleman. I think he's Minister of Education.
Yeah,
there are others. Minister Swarat Singh is also a diplomat. Well, he can be diplomatic, if you know what I mean. And there are a couple others.
Yeah. Kola, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, caller.
Wendell, you almost lose my train of thought with you on with the rudeness there. But I feel a bit kind of sorry for the Foreign Affairs Minister. Why I say that? I have noticed him since he came into the politics. I think he was a senator around the same time with Barry Padarat and this one from Samoa. Right? And
Sean was there before Padarat, you know. Sean was sitting in the Senate before Padarat, you know.
Well, I stand to be corrected, right?
Yeah.
But he seemed a bit measured. However, since he has assumed this role as Foreign Affairs Minister, he seemed a bit kind of arrogant at times. And I think that he don't suit the role as a Foreign Affairs Minister. I think when you're looking at diplomacy, what you say, how you say, and how you respond is measured, right? It allows a form of to be a bit kind of coy, if I may say so, and a bit kind of strategic. And I think what happened is that Ralph Gonzalez, the ex-Prime Minister, has exposed him. And that goes to Ralph's experience as a politician in the game for the longest while. And don't forget also that Ralph Gonzalez was also past chairman of CARICOM. Yeah?
True. Mm-hmm.
So obviously he will be privy to certain information. Now the thing about it is this. The persons who are communicating with the representatives, heads of government, or their representatives at the CARICOM summit that they had recently would have been the low-level individuals who will communicate to confirm the attendance XYZ. I can't see any diplomat will make a joke. So even if you make a joke and you say, well, I guess he's sick enough, did you leave it like that?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to confirm, right? So you can't say that you'll call them back later. It just defies logic in my mind. And the thing about it is that what can account for his form of behavior, so what I analyze is that leadership sets the tone. And if it is that your leader has been communicating certain language, melodramatic and attacking individuals, likewise the persons on them who are under your purview will react the same. Yeah? And I'm sure in the diplomatic circle among foreign affairs ministers, sure he'll be the center of attention in terms of communication. Now, how it is now that when you have further meetings with these heads of government and these other diplomatic corps, how it is they're going to perceive you now? Because your integrity has been until proven otherwise. And then to finalize, such as you was asking at how CARICOM may respond, what I recall from the news last night, I think the same Foreign Affairs Minister, Sean Sobers, indicated that they did get a response from the chairman of CARICOM to the questions that were asked. However, they say that they did not release it to the public. I stand to be corrected.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but we had mentioned that this morning, but I have a copy of that letter that Mr. Drew sent to Kamala Persad-Besessa, and we'll read it after 8 p.m. News.
You see,
we are on top of things here.
but just to add something to what our caller say, I think Sean Sobers didn't expect Dr. Ralph Gonzalez to expose him like that. In other words, whatever source, because Ralph Gonzalez was certain what he was given, the information he was given was true. He said 100% sure that the information I'm giving is true. And he didn't expect that. So he is now embarrassed by it. And I said yesterday, guys, I said I suspect also too that Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Besessa was hearing that for the first time. I'm sure she was. That's what I suspect. So, what? He gets seasick and now he coming to say he's joking. And on top of that, you're in the same press conference, you're apologizing for the Pennywise ad because you must be get buffed too for that. You understand? So Sean Sobers walking a very thin line right now. Very thin line.
Dabidi, very quickly. We're going to the news.
Yeah.
So Charles,
go ahead, Dabidi, very quickly.
I put your comment. I called to let you all know, and to Charles, I sent a copy of the letter that was sent on April the 8th
from Dr. Drew, the chairman of CARICOM, on the 8th of April. So when Sean was showing the media letter, let us see what date it will have written on it. And the same letter Richard just spoke about, so I sent you a copy for you to read. So, bye.
But you could probably pull it up on the screen at the point that we are reading it, Sir Charles. I mean, not now. I mean, after the news.
Yeah. After the news.
Yeah.
So we're going for the news.
I got a copy of it too. It was sent to me. So we could look at what Dr. Drew said. The letter that the state said they didn't want to release. Of course, in this information age, everything becomes transparent.
You do not want to turn that dial at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Former Prime Minister Stuart Young is questioning the government's sudden push to engage Venezuela, demanding clarity on its diplomatic position. Speaking at a media conference, Young asked whether the administration recognizes Delcy Rodriguez and if she is still considered persona non grata. He accused the government of abruptly reversing its stance after years of strained relations, saying the move to pursue talks on cross-border energy projects appears inconsistent. Young also argued that key gas agreements, including Dragon and Manatee, were secured under the previous administration and are now being relied upon. He further raised concerns about transparency in energy negotiations, warning that mismanagement could threaten the country's energy sector, which he described as critical to the economy. A man has been detained in connection with a fatal jet ski incident at Pigeon Point Heritage Park in Tobago. Police say the suspect, from Canaan Feeder Road, was held on Thursday as investigations continue into the death of 7-year-old Angelica Jogi. The child was struck by an out-of-control jet ski while bathing with relatives in a designated safe zone on Wednesday afternoon. Her father, who was also injured, remained hospitalized, while her mother has been left devastated. Authorities say the jet ski operator fled the scene after the crash, and the facility remains closed as investigations continue into the circumstances surrounding the incident. Trinidad and Tobago is being tipped for a modest economic year ahead, followed by a stronger rebound in 2027. According to the World Bank, the economy is expected to grow by just 0.7% in 2026, before accelerating to 3.2% in 2027. The report notes that while this represents a recovery, TNT continues to lag behind regional leader Guyana, which is projected to record double-digit growth. Closer to home, TNT is expected to outperform some Caribbean economies by 2027, including Barbados and the Bahamas, but remains behind others in the short term. The bank says growth across Latin America and the Caribbean remains constrained by low investment, global uncertainty, and ongoing fiscal challenges, with only modest gains expected across the region. A businessman has been shot and killed in what police believe was a domestic dispute at his Vista Bella home. 37-year-old Steve Ghani was found dead at his residence on Wednesday morning after an altercation with a woman escalated into gunfire. According to reports, the woman told police she was assaulted during the dispute and later acted in self-defense after Ghani allegedly fired at her. She was arrested as investigations continue. In a separate matter, a 72-year-old Cunupia man has been remanded for psychiatric evaluation after being charged with the attempted murder of his police officer daughter. The case has been adjourned to July. Meanwhile, a Moruga man charged with attempted murder and assault has been granted bail with strict conditions, including a curfew and weekly reporting to police. In regional news, regional leaders are responding cautiously as tensions grow between Trinidad and Tobago and CARICOM over the reappointment of Secretary General Carla Barnett. Gaston Brown says his country will stay out of the dispute, despite claims by Trinidad and Tobago that Antigua and Barbuda was also excluded from key discussions. Brown said he does not want to inflame divisions within the regional body. Meanwhile, Irfan Ali has defended the process, confirming who was part of the discussions and insisting that proper procedures were followed in Barnett's reappointment. Ali says the decision reflects a collective position among regional leaders, adding that differing views are part of CARICOM's democratic process. Trinidad and Tobago has since announced plans to push for a special meeting to review the matter. In international news, Donald Trump is warning Iran against charging ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, calling reports of possible fees unacceptable. In a social media post, Trump said if Iran is imposing charges on tankers, they'd better stop now, as the key shipping route remains critical to global trade. Meanwhile, UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper says there is no place for tolls on international waterways, stressing that freedom of navigation must be upheld under international law. Her comments come as tensions persist in the region, with fresh Israeli airstrikes reported in Lebanon and Hezbollah claiming responsibility for rocket attacks on northern Israel. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess
Scandal in
San Fernando, you asked, then we listen. Scandal in Citrus is coming back to South at Sapper. 2 nights only. Saturday the 11th of April at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 12th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashions, at C3 Center and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas, and at Fens by the Roundabout in Marabella. Box office at Sapper opens from Tuesday 7th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus is back, and we're at Sapper, San Fernando. It's a bacchanal.
Scandal in Cedros.
Trinidad and Tobago, this is your kind of theatre. The UE Department of Creative and Festival Arts presents the 2026 annual student theatre production, Hand in the Air, a bold Caribbean story that challenges power through mass with high energy dance, live music, calypso, soca, and real Caribbean vibes. Directed by internationally acclaimed Louis McWilliams, with music by Marvin Newton and choreography by Dion Batiste. So you know it's a must-see. Hand in the Air runs from April 10th to 12th, with a school's matinee at 10 a.m. on April 10th and public shows at 7 p.m. nightly on April 11th and 12th at the Learning Resource Center, UE St. Augustine. Tickets are $60 from the school's matinee and $80 for students and $100 for adults for the public show. Call 662-2002 extension 85455 or WhatsApp 272-3232. Visit the DCFA office, Cheeseman Avenue, St. Augustine, or the UE St. Augustine on social media for more information. Bring your crew and come put your hand in the air.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Day Bay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Noel Street North, Cuba. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we're here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
S&H Rum Box, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rum Box, drinking out of the box.
End Times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or Net Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End Times is here. Stay tuned.
Okay, everybody, we are back.
Right. So we're back. Of course, this is the third hour of the breakfast show. On this Friday morning, just remember that Friday, the weekend has begun. And of course, what a weekend it is going to be in San Fernando, because Scandal in Cedros is on at Sapa in San Fernando this weekend, Saturday at 8:30 and Sunday at 6:30. The box office at Sapa opens from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. So you can get your tickets at the Sapa box office. I think they have limited reserve tickets left, if any at all, because I think most outlets have already sold out their reserve tickets, and the general tickets are zooming. Some are on their second batch of tickets. Some outlets had to be get tickets again because they sold out their first batch of tickets. So we expect it to be a bumper houses this weekend in Sapa. Get your tickets early so you don't be disappointed. Trust me on this. So we're on this weekend, Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. So looking forward to being in San Fernando. We always love performing in South, and the Southern audiences are always fantastic. So Scandal in Cedros, we are in South Sapa this weekend. Do not miss it. We have a slight problem with the letter, Sir Charles. I suppose you can bring it up on screen, but I can't read it. I can't read it from my phone and still stay connected to the StreamYard platform. You understand the dilemma I would have? Yeah.
Okay. So Charles had to read it then. I can read it. Or you could read it. Now, of course, this is the letter from Chairman Drew to Kamla Prasad-Bissessar that Sean Sobers mentioned yesterday. Remember, we never knew there was a response from the chairman or from CARICOM to the issue. There was a response. This is the response. Sean Sobers yesterday declined to share that response with the media. But of course, the media, I assume we're not the only media house that would have gotten some indication of the letter. We can't verify its authenticity 100%. But it seems authentic. So we will read this letter, but as we have to put the caveat, we can't authenticate it 100%. But this seems to be the letter that was sent from Chairman Drew to Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bissessar concerning the brouhaha with regard to the reappointment of Secretary General Carla Barnett. So if you can read it, Sir Charles, this is the first page of 2 pages. Yeah, because there's just a little part missing from below. So Charles, you read it or you want me to read?
There's a second page. So Sir Charles will have the second page and you bring it up when...
Go ahead, Wendell. I'll put it up as you call.
All right. So folks, this letter is dated 8th April 2026. Today is April 10th or 9th? 9th. No, 10th. Today is April 10th. Right? So this letter is dated 2 days ago. Honorable Kamla Prasad-Bissessar, SC, MP, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Office of the Prime Minister, Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Dear Prime Minister Prasad-Bissessar, I write with regard to matters you have raised publicly in relation to the 50th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, which was held in St. Kitts and Nevis from the 24th to the 27th February 2026. As the attached timeline of communication sent to member states on the 50th meeting of the conference shows,
All member states were duly informed of the program of events and the draft agenda of the meeting, including which agenda items were programmed to be taken in plenary sessions, in caucus, and in the retreat of heads only. With particular regard to the retreat of heads, all heads of government were provided with CARICOM shirts tailored to measurements supplied by their offices, including your office. The offices of all heads of government were informed of the date and venue of the retreat via official correspondence prior to the meeting of the conference and supplemented by communication during the meeting. The receipt of all official correspondence related to the convening of the 50th meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government was acknowledged by all member states, including Trinidad and Tobago. The program of work for the retreat included the following 2 agenda items of the conference. 1. Is that a 1? I'm not sure. It looks like a 1. Geopolitical developments and 11. It says 11. Geopolitical developments, and 12. Financing and governance of the community. The latter, which would normally include matters related to finance and operations of the Secretariat, and any other matters any head of government may wish to raise. However, you departed St. Kitts and Nevis on the evening of the first day of the conference, 25th February, before the retreat on the 26th February. I considered it important for Trinidad and Tobago to be present at the retreat. Go to the other page, Sir Charles. So I inquired. All right, I just missed the end of that last line, right? During the retreat, your conference agenda item, financing and geopolitical, I think the word live blocking out that word there. The community heads considered and agreed to the reappointment of the Secretary General. Listen to this, eh? Heads considered and agreed to the reappointment of the Secretary General as provided for under Article 24 of the revised Treaty of Chagaramas, which specifies a role for the Community Council on first appointment and indicates that reappointment is determined by the conference. Andre, listen. The Secretary General was not in the room during the discussion of this matter. The meeting also agreed that I should delay the announcement so as to inform, as a matter of courtesy, the heads who were not able to be present at the retreat before the announcement was made. I attempted to reach out personally to each of these heads of government by email and telephone calls to inform them of the decision taken, but was unable to speak with you. I did not receive a response from you to my email, and after some delays, I was informed that I should speak with your foreign minister. It is unfortunate that statements are being made and letters are being released in the public domain rather than using the existing channels for internal discussion and clarification of matters. To allow a discussion of the issues, the 25th Special Emergency Meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM, which was convened for Tuesday, 7th April, and postponed because of the funeral of former President of Suriname, will be held Friday, 10th April, that's today, at 2 p.m. Trinidad and Tobago time. I sincerely hope you will be able to participate. Prime Minister, I continue to stand ready to speak with you whenever you wish. I can be reached directly on telephone number, and that's blocked out. Please accept, Prime Minister, assurances of my highest consideration. Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and Chairman of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM. So there's a meeting on 2 o'clock today, according to this, that the Prime Minister has again been invited to. We'll see what happens there.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, there you have it. So we wondered what was said in that letter, but I think the media was wondering what was said in that correspondence. So you just heard it being read very wonderfully by Wendell Stephen. And yeah, so now we know what Chairman Drew would have said in response to all of the brouhaha, including that the channels of communication were not appropriate in terms of discussing something like this. Basically, that's what he's saying in a very diplomatic way, but that's what he's saying. And that why all of the communication is so public rather than using the established channels that you would discuss these things. Which is what we had wondered, Wendell and Sir Charles. We had wondered why all of this was so public and why there weren't, discussions taking place. Which takes me back to why I think Irfan Ali spoke and talked about the issue. And I think it would have been, I believe that was very intentional.
Yeah, it might have been under Terrence Drew's, Dr. Drew's direction.
Yeah, that and because they wouldn't want different leaders just talking, which becomes chaotic. So I'm sure there must have been some level of conversation and said, look, Ghana, because you are the most allied to this new dispensation with Trinidad and Tobago government that is very seeking 51st state status, that you may be the best appropriate one to speak on the issue. No, we could be wrong, but that's what it seems like. Why is there this silence? Did my connection break?
No, well, I thought you were still talking.
Yeah. Your connection did not break. All right, well, okay. We need to see what will come out of the meeting. And I suppose...
Yeah, we didn't even know there was a meeting today. Did you all know that?
No, we didn't know that. We know about that.
Prior to the release of this letter, and of course, thank you to our
sources.
I can't indicate the source, but because we have sources all over that they provided us with a copy of this letter. Because remember, we broadcast all over. And so it's interesting in terms of what Wendell just read, and I suppose we could open up the lines and get people's opinions.
Well, listen, if that is not a comeuppance, I don't know what is. Provided it's accurate, it's true, and we trust our sources, just like Dr. Ralph Gonzalez trusted his sources about the seasick minister. You understand? Mm-hmm. We trust our sources, and we stand by it.
Yeah. So we're taking your calls, 2811315 and 2995156. Right, so you heard it, and you can share your thoughts on it responsibly. All right. Caller, good morning.
Yes, it's me finally again. Hear this now. Let us see now the spin Mr. Sobers is going to put on that letter. He cannot do anything about it again. And what he has said, he cannot, well, he could backtrack on what he's saying, but with an apology, which I doubt he will. I know the irony of this thing, they keep sticking to the program, It's insistent, it's this and it's that and the other. Not knowing that they have evidence of things. I don't know what this government believe that, things cannot this cannot come back. They cannot recap things. Demand from the chairman, Dr. Drew. He's not a fool. He's a diplomat. So when Sean Sobers, who is not a diplomat and who not even trying to become one, he's just making a fool of himself. So I am happy that the letter was read, and as I said, I heard the letter read out and I sent it to a friend. That's why I was able to get it back. So Sean Sobers, you and your Prime Minister.
All right, okay.
What this letter shows to is that they attempted to reach Mrs. Prasad Bisesa when she had already left the conference, and she had, but after much trying, she had offered Sean Sobers as her proxy, right? That's what that letter also said to her. And clearly, Mr. Sobers was a no-show. We don't know if he was sick. We don't know if he was otherwise engaged. We don't know what was the reason. But clearly,
well, from the letter you read, from the letter you read, it's not clear to me whether Sean Sobers would have been invited. Huh?
Well, Mrs. Prasad offered him as a proxy, you know.
I know, but
based on that letter, you know.
Yeah, but on the letter it said heads only.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It was clear that it was heads only, and which is why Dr. Drew said he reached out to the heads who were not there, either by phone or email. And he never got a response until sometime after, when Sean Sobers was offered as the proxy. Maybe the reappointment of Dr. Barnett had already taken place.
It had taken place already, according to the letter. And so it was an attempt to inform heads who weren't present that, look, this is the decision, and before it was public.
Yeah. Yeah, so they would all be aware.
So they will all be aware. So, so it doesn't answer all the questions raised, but certainly it gives some level of clarity as to CARICOM's version of the events.
Well, as we said yesterday, the ball was in Sean Sobers' court. He came yesterday and made an abject fool of himself at a post-cabinet conference. You understand? So who's going to respond to this one now? It better not be Sean Sobers.
But he said he's responding to that. That's what he said yesterday.
Yeah.
He said he's going to respond to that?
Right, and he said in the letter, because remember, I know one of the media houses that asked him that he said it was a joke, and he said, first of all, he said the seasick thing was a joke, and then he said we were disinvited from the meeting because they said heads only, and he said, but I am a representative, I am the proxy, as you just said. I am the head of the delegation, and they said no, heads only, and he was refused. That's what he's saying, beyond the seasick joke. And then he said, then he mentioned that there was a response from CARICOM, which is what first alerted us that, wait, CARICOM did respond. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
And then he said he did not want to share the letter that was just read, if that's the accurate letter. He did not want to share that with the media. And he said he is going to respond, and because the media asked him, well, if there was an exchange and you were refused, share that exchange.
Yes.
What the messages, share it with us. And he declined and said it will be made clearer in that his response to the CARICOM letter, he will share that response with the media. Not the letter that CARICOM sent, but the response to the media. And I'm like, wait, if CARICOM sent the letter, it's only a matter of time before that comes into the public. And bam, here it is this morning.
Exactly.
And so when you say, oh, I'm not going to share X, Y, or Z, in 2026?
No, Sean, that don't work so.
2026, where governments are called upon to be even more transparent, and if they're not, they will become transparent because somebody's going to leak something. I mean, come on. The best way to deal with situations like that is to be as transparent as possible in what you're doing.
Not just transparent, but just truthful. You have to be truthful.
Well, I use the word transparent to include all of that.
Inclusive.
Because people could be transparent with lies.
Good morning, gentlemen. Richard, Wendell, and Charles.
Morning.
In light of this revelation, is it a case of Trinidad and Tobago misleading the country, the Prime Minister and the Foreign Affairs Minister? And also, would it be far-fetched if I say that Trinidad and Tobago is trying to either mash up CARICOM or control it, or dictate the pace of what goes on in CARICOM? Because I can't see no other reason why these people could not have said the correct thing from day one.
You're raising an important point. And if, as we have seen, this current administration is using the template of the Trump administration. The Trump administration does the same sort of thing with NATO.
Yes, I agree.
So it's a mirroring of that, in my opinion.
I agree with that. So where are we going from here? Are we supposed now to believe anything that the foreign affairs minister say or the prime minister? Because the prime minister is not coming to the fore to say anything or explain anything. And
Sean Sobers is going to end up being a casualty of this thing. Trust me. He is going to be a casualty.
Wrong. If you are the leader of a country, there are certain times when you're supposed to come to the fore and let your people know what is going on, what is the truth.
Thanks, Scholar. People have short memories, you know. A CARICOM, a foreign minister, is an important cog in the wheel of any government, you know, especially for diplomacy and what's happening around the place. I don't know if you'll throw your mind back to a guy who was a diplomat. He was an ambassador somewhere. I think it's London. I'm not sure. I don't remember which country. And Mr. Patrick Manning, former Prime Minister DC, brought him as a foreign and a CARICOM minister, foreign affairs minister. And something happened. I don't know what happened, but that man resigned. Just so, bang, all of a sudden. Dr. Nolson Gift, that was the man's name. Or you don't remember that? I don't know why I just remember these things.
Yeah.
But those Dr. Nolson Gift resigned and nobody was ever told what happened. You understand?
That happens all the time. There was this guy too. What was his name in the last administration too? He was, I think, was agriculture, and there was something brewing under his ministry also, and he raised it. And next thing we heard that was the end of that, and he was doing some other thing on behalf of the government in Canada. I'm trying to remember his name also.
Arnold Piggott.
Not Arnold Piggott. It was I remember it just now though. But
in the PNM government.
Yeah.
He was Minister of Agriculture.
I think it was there was something happening at that point in time, but I will try and get the information proper.
All I remembering while you were talking is that somebody was fired by fax.
That too, a foreign minister, was also fired by fax. Ralph Marad was his name. Is his name. Was fired by fax.
Caller, good morning.
A blessed good morning, gentlemen. You want to call back here. I just find this government just continue to be disrespected from my show. I don't like to get from back to us. It's a good thing they had this letter to reveal what really went on. And this is still their taste of knowledge of what really happening. I find it really
and more importantly, that there is a meeting today. That was a secret.
Let me tell you something. My thing is a good thing. I like how the Guyanese president say it as it is. He have no problem with the secretariat who they voted for. But remember, the person was already there. It's just a continuation of the work and they had whatever they have to do. But for the Prime Minister of our country, get your act together, please. It's not to say like you don't know what CARICOM gives. You train off CARICOM. I from the time she started to move like that, remember she say we are not an ATM. She don't want to give money. My question is the money that you normally give to CARICOM, because everybody just had to put in something into the pot. Where that money going to now? If you don't want to give the money, where that money going to now? I set a back and I look and I going on. But anyway, when the darkness always come to light.
So Charles, the person was Clarence Rambarat.
I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
Some people put it in the chat. I think I get access to the chat there.
Yeah.
Carol Gabar and Cathy Ann Thompson.
Yeah, because
Clarence Rambarat.
He had raised some serious concern about an issue, and I thought I said
about land.
And the land settlement agency, and there was something going on with it, and next thing he just...
but I think he had other problems.
He just resigned and he just
Yeah,
leave.
I think he had bigger problems than land.
Well, I know you will have an inside scoop.
Can't tell all that on radio.
No, but I reminded you to share it in the chat at some point in time.
He had bigger problems than that.
Right.
What bigger problems? What problems was that?
Richard, you want to call me after the show? You all can make a group call after the show.
Yeah, please. Hello, good morning to you, Mr. Sal.
Good morning, gentlemen. You know, Wendell, I don't know if sometime we're on the same page, because while I was trying to get through, and in between I heard you mention the name Ralph Maraj. Now, I was just ringing to comment on how much money is wasted in terms of satisfying people who offer their political services when the government or any political party is in opposition. And the person I was looking at was Ralph Maraj. The question I want to ask, wasn't he appointed as some ambassador in some role as an advisor on CARICOM matters?
Yes. He still holds that role.
I think I recall that. And from
he still holds that role.
Yeah. From my perspective, I don't know what role he is playing, particularly since he has been touted as an expert in these matters, and all this sort of nonsense is going on. And I'm not hearing him. And initially, when he got the appointment, I thought he was being rewarded for condemning the PNM a lot on a program that he had. He was a continuous critic. And here he is now not earning the salary that taxpayers pay him for. And I have a problem with those sorts of things, you know. So I just want to say that in limits.
Good point.
How disorganized they are as a political party in terms of dealing with this matter, you know. And as this evolves, they seem to be sinking into quicksand at a faster rate than I even anticipated, even though the direction in which it has gone was largely how I was kind of seeing it. You know, it's really unfortunate. You know, I don't know what's the motive, however. You know.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Princess Tao. As Wendell say, the parties will not crumble under this. You know, somebody can be thrown out.
Sean Sober's got to pay a price. He may very well be this fall guy in all this, because he is creating his own mess. He's creating his own mess.
Yeah.
You understand?
Guys, I think this is where we can leave it for today.
Yeah, man. Why not?
Yeah. So we'll take the other bacchanal in the tea room.
Well, you really want to know that bacchanal, boy?
Boy. That is
in the digital tea room. But as you say, Scandal in Secrets is on this weekend in Sapa. Oh my God, we're so looking forward to it. I mean, this play has been fantastic. I mean, audience response has been incredible, as you could see from the interviews we have on social media with people who attend the show. And all manner of people are coming to the show. And I mean, last time we were in South, we had Hazel Manning, we had Mikala Pandey, we had Ganga Singh, we had all sorts of people are coming out to watch this play. And so we are back in San Fernando again this weekend, Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30 at Sapa. Tickets are available at the Sapa box office from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. I think our reserve tickets are almost sold out, so just be general tickets available, which are also zooming. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashions, C3 Center, Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout, and K-Squared Fashions in Brentwood Mall in Chagones. You can also purchase tickets online, and you can follow RSRR Productions Theatre on social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and you could see the methodology in accomplishing sales or purchases of tickets online. We are so looking forward to coming to San Fernando this weekend. Do not miss this play. You want a de-stressor? This is a de-stressor. Trust me, you'll feel completely relaxed and stress-free after you come out at the end of the performance. You can quote me on that. So Scandal in Cedrus this weekend, Sapa, do not miss it.
Yeah.
Of course, New Era, netradiott.com is where you can continue to listen to the stream, netradiott.com. And of course, New Era, is it New Era Trinidad?
No. Net Radio Trinidad.
Net Radio Trinidad on TuneIn. I'm still to get accustomed to that. Net Radio Trinidad on TuneIn, for where you can listen to us on your smart devices, etc., etc. And of course, we have excellent programming throughout the day on this platform. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Folks, have a wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. Be careful on the nation's route, please. All right? And have a good weekend.
Yep. And we know you have a choice in what you listen to and what you watch, and we're glad that you chose us here on The Breakfast Show. Have a fantastic weekend, people. The weekend has begun. Put a smile on your face. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you do. And you should be going to Scandal and Cedrus. And of course, we'll speak to you bright and early on Monday morning. Have a great one, people. This has been
The Breakfast Show.
It's a Friday, baby.
The Breakfast Show.
Doesn't know.
Okay, so
DJ Chastity on the remix, baby. South Africa to the world. Shake what your mama gave ya. Hey.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here, we bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on.